Hey, this is Jared, and I'm doing this audiobook and podcast up here in my favorite spot because this spot brings me peace. It's quiet, allows me to focus, and that's a hard thing to find in LA. And I know for a podcast like this that professionally it should be done in a recording studio, but because I'm most inspired when I'm in nature, when I have the fresh air blowing in my hair, that's when I'm inspired. That's when good ideas come my way. And because I'm trying to create these great helpful videos as per my speed and flow, I need to be out here to do my best work. This podcast is about how to have everything we want. I've been hinting and teasing at it, and today I woke up and I felt clear-minded, and so I'm gonna go for it. And trust me, I've tried and attempted this one many times, but because I'm a perfectionist, it's just never quite good enough. Or it's never in a studio, and so I feel like, I shouldn't be putting out stuff that's not done in a studio. But you know what? This is valuable information. I've spent the last 5 years, my life, putting together this information, and rather than just keep it to myself, I would like to share it. And at some point, yes, I do want to sell this as this wonderful package of information and tutorials, and I plan to do that, but I'm still not at that point, and until I get to that point, I think it's better, like the Nike logo and slogan says, is just do it, put it out there, even if it's not perfect, because that's how we get feedback, and that's how we get better. And when I compare how I was when I first started doing something new to me, when I first started doing something that required courage and faith, following your intuition, which sometimes is hard because other people don't hear your intuition. You know, your heart is telling you to do something, and it's a lonely fight. It's a lonely battle. And it's one that most others don't understand, nor can you explain it to people. You just gotta go for it and have the faith that what you're feeling you're feeling it for a reason. And I believe in following that. And I don't know if that's the spiritual Jared in my head, one of the many Jareds in my head that speaks to me on a constant basis. Those voices in our head that just keeps on talking. And as I've gone on in life, I've learned how to differentiate me and the voices. And I've become aware of the voices, and I can take parts of what I would like to move forward with, and I can let parts be. But knowing that there's a voice up there and it is talking, and you can control it. Say hello in your mind right now. I just yelled hello, but I said it in my mind. You couldn't hear it. So there's a soul, there's something in there, up there, and it's talking. And we all have it. And first thing I want to say is you gotta follow that. You gotta listen to that. But don't follow everything. You know, there's a lot of people up there. There's a lot of Johns up there. There's a lot to our character. We can't just be defined as that's him and that's who he is and that's the way he thinks and that's the stuff he does and he will always be that way. We have choice, and that means we could choose to be how we'd like, and hopefully as time progresses, we choose to be the best version of ourselves, whatever we believe that to be. It's not necessarily what society says We need to be the best version of yourself. It is created by you. It is not man-made. It is something much deeper than that. Whatever you believe. Spiritualism is alive in this country, in this world, and there's many forms of it. As long as you know that, there's some kind of spirit world because there's a voice up there, I think that's a healthy thing. And that's what I base everything I do, including this podcast, and the things I'm saying. I'm feeling it flow through me. I'm not trying to gain anything from anybody. I don't want really anything. But it makes me feel good to share what I find to be useful information. And it's unconditional. And that's just who I am. That is my introduction. Let's go into why I am doing this whole podcast in the first place. We all have to work because we have to make a living and we have to survive. And if we're not working in an established business, we still have to work. We have to work to get food, whatever way that is. Whether we're working for money to buy it, or the beggars on the street have to work to beg, which, in my opinion, is much harder work. You gotta give them credit, because that's hard to do. I don't know what that's like, but it is hard. And working is hard. And no matter what you do for work, and who you are, and how you make a living, and how you survive, the things I'm about to go over, anybody can do. Doesn't matter your circumstance, or where you came from, or the color of your skin, or your background, or what's up here, or what's not up there, or what you look like. I don't care. And it doesn't matter. The things I'm gonna talk about, anybody can do. As in anything in life, there's an effort that has to take place. There's a focus. You have to focus attention on something. You have to turn your mind. You have to look at it. You got to read it. You got to think about it. You got to reflect on it. And if the things I'm talking about moving forward are something that you find interesting, that you want to try out, last thing I say in this track is I promise you, I will never not be genuine. I will never do something or say something or recommend something that I don't know for sure is accurate or a good way of moving forward. I hope to never enable somebody to do something that's not healthy for them. I am all about doing things that are healthy. I believe I'm a good person, and moving in the tracks ahead, everything I talk about, I'm not talking about it to gain something for myself. I'm not talking about it because I want fame or fortune. I'm talking about it because these are things I've learned, and it took a long time, and it was hard, and I made sacrifices. And why should other people have to do that and go through that if they even can find the time and go through that when they don't have to? In fact, if we all, it's important to focus on yourself and think about yourself, but you can give and still focus on yourself. You can save work and time for others and still be 100% focused on your future and your progress. I take a little bit of time out of each day to share things I've learned because social media is that powerful and that amazing and should be looked upon as a very unique, rare thing that technology has allowed for. I don't think we give it enough credit, and I don't think we realize the true power of being able to share information and connect and communicate with each other so easily. If enough people share, tips and tricks about how they made it and how they became successful, like I've talked about, the world could change dramatically with that kind of information and communication, done in a positive manner, spreading and being posted at that rate. And with the amount of people on their phones at all times, oh my gosh, we could share incredible information, save people years and struggles. We can do that with social media. And that's what I'm doing now with these tracks, with this audiobook, is I'm using social media to spread information, to save people time, to bring about success, and to offer a shortcut to follow your dream, whatever it is. I know what my dream is. It took me 31 years to figure it out, but now I have some idea of what I want to do. And, God says the more we give, the more we receive. And so that's something I've been working on and trying, and it's the way of the future. And with social media, we can do that at a level that's unprecedented. And so thank you. This is my audiobook, How to Travel and Follow Your Dream. And, make money. And I don't like to title anything Make Money, but no matter how I feel, others feel, or whether it's a bad word or not, money is something we all need to survive. Before there was money, there was treasure. Before there was treasure, there was gold and silver and gems, and we had to mine it from the ground, and coal and oil. Money is all of that. It's just called money. But before money, it was gold. Before it was gold, you get my vibe. No matter what, it is something that allows us to travel and experience life and love and pursue our dreams. So it's important, and I think it should be in the title. Thanks. Again, this is Jared, and thank you for tuning in to this audiobook. This is track 1, on to track 2. Thanks a lot.